I think we should start since you have.
No, I know. I was just going to make a Tasty Freeze joke. I don't know. I hadn't formulated the joke all the way, but the punchline is Tasty Freeze. Something about eating. Never mind. All right. Okay, there.
Welcome to Namely 90s. Wow. The podcast that takes you back to the time before smartphones, Google, and Y2K. Join your hosts as they relive the pop culture that shaped a generation and the parts that many people wish they could forget. Listen in to the conversation about how the decade defined those who spent their childhood there and how it shaped them as adults. So, turn down the grunge and dial up the internet. Let's get started. It's time for Namely 90s.
That's right. You're listening to Namely 90s. My name's Andrew, and over there is Brandon.
That's me.
You can find us online at namely90s.com or on Instagram and Bluesky at Namely90s. You can also find us on YouTube every Monday at youtube.com/@namely90s. And if you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/namely90s to get signed up for one of our support levels. Oh, wow. There was no energy in that.
Yeah. Why does recording earlier in the day make us more tired?
Normally I'm better. And also, but I just napped. So like I'm still coming out of that.
Yeah. I think it was around like an hour ago or maybe 2 hours ago. And I was like, you know what I could use right now? A nap. And then I was about to nap and I'm like, oh no, I should probably get ready for this recording. And then there was a live stream and I watched that.
I feel like we both kind of had long weekends and then it bled into like a long first half of the week for me, like lots of early mornings, lots of travel. So, yeah.
Whereas I've been busy every night this week and also, travel weekend and been weird sleep schedule. But,
yeah,
that's on me. How is things?
Well, I think you had a more eventful weekend than I did. What did you did some disc golfing?
I had some disc golfing. I was up in Monterey for the 26th annual Otter Open. The first day is 2-day event, 3 rounds. I really like doing this one, but it always kicks my ass every year. And I always forget. Like last year I was like, maybe 2 rounds of 20 in a day. Not for me anymore. I don't have the stamina. Never did. And the second round is on the harder course. And boy, did I shoot a 37 over.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but that's not good.
That was pretty bad. I was in like the middle lowers going into that round and I dead last. By I think I was down 11 points to the person in front of me, which I never made up, but I did beat them by like 3 strokes on the next day. Next day did great. Shorter course, there's wind. The other thing was there's no wind. I'm always like, my local course is always windy, so I never know what my discs are going to do when I just throw it without wind.
It'd be like playing disc golf inside one of those giant blimp hangers, like there's it's just completely still.
Exactly. Which, if anyone knows of a blimp hanger within an hour of me that I could use to just throw some discs around, let me know.
Yeah, the ones I know of were further than that, and also one of them just burned down.
Yes,
so,
but that means there's no blimp inside of it right now, so...
True.
Maybe vacant. Monterey was great, except the Saturday was raining.
Okay.
The entire time, and then Sunday was great weather. A little windy. The wind picked up around, I don't know, we had like 3 holes left. And
I flew into Sacramento on Monday and there were some weather warnings, including thunderstorms and tornadoes. And I'm like, oh, good. What great weather to be flying in.
Yeah. Yeah. That evening, 10 p.m., we had like a wind advisory for 24 hours coming off of another wind advisory. Oh, Did I mention there was like just a giant branch teetering over my car?
Yes, over on the power line, right?
Yes. It's finally been removed as of yesterday.
You only had to lose power for 3.5 hours.
Yeah. No, I mean, maybe the street light that it goes to was down, but who knows? It's great to be able to you know what I found out? Parking in your driveway is much better than parking on the street when you live back.
Yeah, down like a bit of a drive.
Yeah.
You've got that gated drive, and with the gatehouse and the
and there's the guy that you have to tip every time you
drive by the gardens. No, it snowed a little bit in Spokane, like very lightly. And it wasn't particularly slick because it was that really cold, like 25 degrees out snow that doesn't really cling to anything. It was just drifting around. And like it had been snowing for an hour. And at one point we were driving down a road with the speed limit of about 35 and it was blocked off entirely by emergency vehicles. And someone had just like rammed their car into a power pole to the point where they were actually having to remove the power pole and like replace it.
Oof.
Like
Oof.
How there's a curb. How did you even... What? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
How did you screw that up that badly? Methamphetamine. That's how. It is Spokane sense. After all. And everyone calls their city the meth capital of the world, but it might be the meth capital of the world.
Great place to raise a family.
Exactly. There's another story about that I can tell you off mic. It has to do with someone's finding their small child in a Walmart parking lot because of some other person's irresponsible parent.
Yikes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't want to give out much info.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of taking children away from people, I don't know. It's been a wild week, man. Like Alabama's banned, or no, not banned. They've said that their Supreme Court has said that embryos used in IVF are alive.
Can't they just stop making extras?
I don't think that's how it works because it's a petri dish process, right? Like you can't just take one and one.
No, I mean, it's a numbers game. I think some of them don't survive and it's or implant or whatever. And it's a whole thing. So,
which is why there's always like twins or triplets in that case, because they just like, they have a whole batch and they're like, and then see which ones stick.
Part of the issue is that they legislate these things, but they don't think about the overarching implications of the legislation. Yeah. Not even for science, but like I used to listen to the Dave Ramsey show a lot. And it's very right wing sort of Christian people. And I listen to it more for the financial advice, not for the shared.
My brother's my sister part.
Yeah. Not for the shared sort of rhetoric. But a lot of calls coming in about people wanting to like pay for IVF and all that. And it's like, it's all the God's will people, but like it's a not God's will if you can't have a baby. But if you're having one that you don't want, then it's it's fine. It's God's will.
Yeah.
But these people are going to be harmed most for it. And I think like that, yes, they're not the legislators, but they're the hypocrites. So it's like, well, I'm sure they'll figure out a way to get a loophole past it. Like it's only to the extent that it prevents people from not having kids they don't want, that it's a problem. You know what I mean? It's very complex.
You know, it goes back to stupid tax, that the people that most likely will easily procreate are not the people that will need IVF to have children, or that could afford to have IVF to have children.
True.
And therefore it's the plot of idiocracy. The rate of which people
the Alabama legislature may want to consider learning how to read before passing laws. It's what
was the Lewis Black thing? Bill Clinton used to go around when he was running for president saying, I raised Alabama from being 48th in state education to 47th.
That was, I think, Arkansas, but
Arkansas. That's right. That's another A state down there.
But let's see. Alabama ranks from U.S. News and World Report 44 overall in U.S. states. You really couldn't do a lot worse.
Right. And that's the lower. Oh, it's past the lower 10th, just on the other side of it.
That is rough. Washington's 10th, so that's encouraging.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, what a wild week.
Yeah. Speaking of reading competency, I thought we would do something different this week. I have a story that I wanted to read you. I heard about on Reddit. It's a classic Reddit story from 5 years ago, and it's 90s related, 90s adjacent.
Okay.
And you're an opinionated man. You definitely like to have thoughts on people. So I thought I would read this, and this is from do you do Reddit? Do you Reddit at all? Do you know Reddit?
A little bit, yeah. I've been using it a little bit more lately because I always want like the down and dirty on certain things. I'm like, where do I look for this? And I'm like, oh yeah, Reddit. That's right. And so I've been doing a little bit more, but I lurk. I'm a lurker.
Fair. And so there's this subreddit called Am I the Asshole?
Also, no, I don't want to download the app. For the last time, Reddit, I do not want to download the app.
Just let me use it on, Just let me use it on my stupid Safari.
Yeah, am I on an app? No. Shut your mouth.
Yeah. So the subreddit Am I the Asshole is a place you've probably heard of these.
I have. I've heard the term.
Okay, so yeah, people go here, they'll write their situation, and then at the end ask, am I the asshole for doing this? And usually they are.
Yes. Yeah, usually I would say for asking the question, yes, you are.
This one is called Am I the Asshole for Telling My Girlfriend Her 90s Nostalgia Was Cringy and to Move Past It?
All right, do tell.
Short one here. My girlfriend is obsessed with the 90s. We were both born in the beginning of that decade. This wasn't a problem until we moved in together at the beginning of this year. Excuse me. She has one of those built-in VCR player TVs and a fuck ton of videotapes. She has console games too, with the newest being the N64. She loves the hell out of that damn N64 and constantly wants me to play with her. I can't stand it. The graphics are so bad. She doesn't like newer games because the graphics are, quote, scary. Whatever that means. Those damn videotapes take up so much space. It's ridiculous, and she only has about 10 tapes she watches constantly. It's constantly in caps. I thought I'd be nice and get her these on DVD. Never even opened them. Things came to a head today when my girlfriend likes a song, she will listen to that one song on replay for days. This is the situation. I came home from work to hear You Were Meant for Me by Jewel for the fucking millionth time this week, and I snapped. I got enough of that song in the 90s. We should have left it there. Praise be to Jewel.
Yeah.
I think there's only so many times someone can hear that fucking song before it becomes psychological torture. All of the frustration I've felt for these things was unleashed upon her. She didn't even have anything to say. She just sat there looking sad. I did feel a bit bad, but I think these things needed to be said.
Wow.
Am I the asshole?
Yeah, absolutely. Like just off the bat, like this guy has got some rage issues.
Mm-hmm.
You're also involved in picking the person you're with. Sorry, excuse me. I think she's taking it a little bit far with like the there's 90s nostalgia, but there's also recognizing that there are a lot of creature comforts that have been invented since the 90s that allow you to enjoy the 90s nostalgia in a much higher quality way.
Mm-hmm.
I completely disagree about the Nintendo 64 stuff. Yes, obviously the graphics aren't good, but
64
they are what they are.
Yeah.
I do think trying to make someone play something,
video games with you.
Although trying to make someone play something they don't want to play with any great regularity is kind of annoying. If you don't want to, you don't want to. I don't know that the new graphics are scary, but this just seems like, I don't know. I think she's a little too into it for someone who was born in the 90s.
True.
We have a couple years on this person, and I would say if you're born 90, 91, you probably shouldn't have much recollection in a big way.
Yeah, because we would literally have like a year and a half to a year on these people.
No, it does make a difference, though.
True. Yeah.
Because you're spending the entire 90s in a state where you can remember and consume some pop culture. Obviously, we consumed only a small subset of that pop culture, but when you're 3 in 1994, you just don't have a lot of opportunity to be a part of that or be immersed in it with any great regularity, I guess.
The N64 may have been their first console.
Yeah. So, I mean, but this person is just, again, you can't write these things without kind of not being them. If you need validation from other people that you're not, then you probably are. That's the issue.
There's some comments here. This one from Neuroctopus. You're the asshole. I hate Seinfeld specifically because the damn show is on repeat in my house. I want to drown Kramer in a bucket, but seeing my boyfriend laugh and smile is 100% worth grinding my teeth to nubs every time I hear Elaine's stupid frickin' voice. He has no idea I hate it. I'd never, ever take away a single thing that brought him joy.
I like that.
Yeah. Next person, I done static. My wife is so over Friends, it's ridiculous, but I watch it almost constantly. I have special episodes that I watch on certain occasions in a very specific order as well. Not only does she grit her teeth and watch it with me, she's put it on for me when I'm sick or sad while I burrito and eat snacks.
That's too much, though. Like watching a specific episode or a series of episodes at a certain time of the year. Yeah. Is this person gainfully employed? It makes me wonder.
I mean, sad burrito snacks. Good question. Here's some people don't hate on the N64. Usually it's the guy with the cherished N64. This girlfriend is amazing. If you don't want her, I'll take her. Yeah.
Yeah. And also the fact that he's like, this person is so nostalgic and it's cringeworthy. So I bought her DVDs. And you're like, dude, what?
Yeah.
DVDs?
And this is still 5 years ago. So they were not the dominant.
No.
Yeah.
I bought her a laser disc for her. No, it's like, no, that's not modern either.
What we don't know is this guy is like a 2000s nostalgist. So he's like, I have my PS2 that we watch DVDs on.
Although
but
to
she
be fair,
wouldn't watch them.
We are now coming full circle with streaming. You know, it's like how the AirPods, you know, have the never lose strap thing where it's like it becomes, or not AirPods, or just whatever headphones, earbuds, you can buy like a strap that keeps you from losing them. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, it's like a little cord that connects to both earbuds and that goes around your neck so that you can't lose them. So it's like we've made them wireless and then we've introduced an accessory that gives them a wire. And the same thing is happening with like streaming now, which is only, I'm bringing that up just because of the guy with the DVDs. Like now there's ads, even though you pay for it. And soon there's going to be like one streaming service. It's like, we combined all of them. And then you're like, that's cable. It
is coming back around. Yeah. But now you're also paying for your internet connection.
Yeah. It's really true. We're a bunch of chumps.
Yeah. So the verdict was asshole. Andrew, obviously, and I agree.
Like, sniff that one right out.
This dude's an asshole. But I thought that was fun for a 90s related story.
She could do so much better.
Yeah. And if you're out there listening to us,
drop us a comment. This podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, might not.
But we will play Nintendo 64 with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do think there's something to be said for playing on the 64. I'm bad at it on the Switch. It's just like not right.
Well, you need one of these, which is
I do need that
N64 Pro controller.
Yeah. I mean, I don't play many games anymore, but it is nice to be able to go through the old library. Yeah.
And it's really tough playing it on the Switch with N64 controls.
Yeah. And now let's go to Brandon for the Namely 90s Minute.
Welcome back to Namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of the final season of The Bad Batch premiering, we're looking back at Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi Special Edition. Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi Special Edition is the 20th anniversary of the original Star Wars re-release of 1983's Return of the Jedi with a digitally remastered image and sound, as well as additional scenes and changes to present the film in the way creator George Lucas intended it to be, until he changed it again during the 2004 DVD release. And again for the 2011 Blu-ray release. And then again in 2019 when Disney did the 4K restoration after purchasing Lucasfilm in 2015 and then 20th Century Fox in 2019 just so they could put the Fox fanfare back at the start of the films. And something X-Men Fantastic Four, hey, did you hear they're rumored to have casted finally? The story once again revolves around the voice of the Joker, Indiana Jones, Jake's former fiancée he left at the altar in Blues Brothers, the voice of Mufasa, Harvey Dent from Batman 1989, Miss Piggy's voice and performer, as well as Senator Palpatine from the prequels and the title character from Willow. Taking in a galactic civil war. Do you really not know the plot of Jedi? Did I not make this joke twice now when we did A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back? Last we left off, Lando had stolen Han's clothes, ship, and Dogman friend to go rescue Han from the giant Slugman. The guy who wants to bang his sister sends Tin Man and Pedal Bin to scout out giant Slugman's lair before showing up himself and falls into a pit where he has to kill a dinosaur or something. His hot sister is in a gold bikini after she tried to rescue her lover too. They all get taken out to a gaping sand pit to be sacrificed when Sister Banger just saves the day with his green lightsaber and his sister chokes a giant Slugman to death. Sister Banger goes back to the swamp planet to see the puppet who dies and then talks to Glowing One Kenobi, who says that chick he's been trying to bang is his sister. In shock, Sister Banger returns to his rebel friends as they're gearing up to take out the resurrected Death Star with the Emperor on it. Many Bothans died to make this look like it wasn't a trap. But it was. Sister Banger is obsessed with turning his father, Tall Robot Man, back to the light side and tells his sister, who he's made out with multiple times at this point, that they're twins. He goes off to fight the Emperor while they utilize a bunch of teddy bears to blow up a shield generator so the Fishman General can attack and blow up the Death Star dose. Sister Banger gets his father back on his deathbed, but he also kills the Emperor. Or does he? They all dance with the teddy bears and Luke waves at his Jedi dads. The changes in this episode are minimal, especially in the special edition, the most notable being the Sarlacc got a beak. They replaced the song in Jabba's palace with Jedi Rocks, as well as Yub Nub at the end with Victory Celebration, which plays over shots of planets across the galaxy celebrating Palpatine's demise. The DVD release is when they added Vader going, "No!" and Hayden Christensen as Anakin's Force Ghost. And that's Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi Special Edition, in a Namely 90s minute. More or less.
And now, back to the show.
All right. Welcome back. I have more reading for me to do.
Yay.
But yeah, so it's, in this new Season 3 format, which I guess is our older format, just with less things, I haven't really, we did one Letterboxd game so far. But I've been trying to keep it fresh, even though I don't think we've had any new actual games in a while.
Yeah.
But I was just like, what do we do this week? I don't know what to do this week. I was originally going to have you do what movie was this ER person in, which felt like something we've done before. But eventually I stumbled across someone that was in one of the 90s disaster movies. And then I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to do this game called Letterboxd Disasters, a disaster film guessing game.
Okay.
I have 3 reviews for the top 15 disaster movies from the 90s. A 1-star, a 3-star, and a 5-star. We're going to start with a 1-star review. If you can guess the movie, you get 3 points. If not, we read the next review, which is the 3-star review, and it'll give away a little bit more about the movie, but you only get 2 points. And then 1 point for the 5-star review. Out of the 15 movies, there is Alive, Apollo 13, Armageddon, Avalanche, Dante's Peak, Daylight, Deep Blue Sea, Deep Impact, Fearless, Firestorm, Independence Day, Outbreak, Titanic, Twister, and Volcano. Sorry, it's Volcano.
Volcano.
And we'll cut this off depending on time, but I'm saying win condition, you need a 66% or higher.
Okay.
Or maybe it was a 70% or higher. I don't remember what math I did. Anyway, let's begin. Are you ready?
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. We have this is actually half a star from J. Oliver Leha. This movie fucking blows. And in parenthesis, no pun intended. This movie fucking blows. No pun intended.
Twister.
That's 3 points. Well done.
I was thinking volcano movies.
Yep.
Of which there are a couple. Because volcanoes blow up, but not as obvious of a pun as blowing Twisters. I mean, coming to a theater near you.
That might have been where my head was at while giving you such an easy 3 points.
That's where your head was at. That's nice.
All right. Do you want to hear the other 2 reviews, or should we just move on?
In the interest of time, unless they're really good.
No.
Usually the bad reviews are the fun ones.
5-star review. Helen Hunt, more like Helen.
No.
C-word.
Why is that a 5-star review?
I know, right? All right. Next movie. 1 star from Drew Toothpaste. They never get to where they wanted to go. Fix the ending and the rating will improve. They never get where they wanted to go. Fix the ending and the rating will improve.
Oh boy. This is kind of a funny answer because I don't know. Titanic.
Final answer?
I mean, it can't be right.
Could be. That's one of the 14 remaining movies.
I don't know. I'm going to go with it just for fun.
That is correct.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. Your next one was going to be watched this for the first time as God intended on 2 VHS tapes. Which I think eliminates all of the other ones. Yeah. Okay. So far you're at 100%. You have 6 out of 6 points.
Watch me fail.
Watch me
nay.
Yeah.
In unison. Say it together now. Anyway, go ahead.
1-star review from Faye Legends. Hi. Why it took so long for something they could accomplish in 20 mins? Too much filler. That's hi. Why it took so long for something they could accomplish in 20 mins? Too much filler.
That's fair. Just as a general critique of disaster movies.
Also, punctuation was on me.
Boy, that's a tough one.
Yep. I mean, that's why there's more reviews.
Is it best to guess if I don't know or wait for review number 2?
I mean, if you guess and you don't know and you get it wrong, you still get the next one. So, then that would eliminate something from the list.
Review. Let's take the second review.
Okay. I was saying it doesn't hurt you, but I guess
it doesn't. You don't deduct points.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say Daylight.
It is not Daylight. Second
That's the
review.
Sylvester Stallone flick, right? Where the tunnel.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it. Yeah. This is from Lucy, 3.5 stars. In space, no one can hear you pee. In space, no one can hear you pee. Thank you, Lucy.
Apollo 13.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct.
I was leaning
Apollo
toward that.
13. Yeah, that was pretty good. The third one was Tom Hanks was the perfect choice for his role. See, it gets easier as you go on.
I think the problem is those movies where they dramatize things and they make them take way too long. And I think that's what happens there. Like, one thing this is kind of random. Kayla and I watched Ford vs. Ferrari last night. Pretty good movie. I was really impressed with how restrained they were and how long it took them to do a montage. Because it was like, this is a montage movie. but they restrained themselves. But we also watched this monstrosity called Adventures of Dinotopia with J.G. Wentworth Miller. It was like this miniseries from 2002.
877 cash now.
But it was really confusing because there would be these time jumps and you were like, wait, did 12 weeks just pass between scenes? But then we found out they cut out like half of it for streaming, which just goes to tell you about the quality. Horrible, horrible thing to watch. Don't ever do it.
All right. I will take your word on that one. Next movie, 1 star, Blade 2. And I apologize, everyone.
Explicit tag.
Misa Roland Emmerlich. Misa love the movies. Misa love to suck the military with my mouth and hands. Gooba poop 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 peop poop 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 peop oh poop 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 poop.
Wow.
Poop oh pop poop poop eep poop pop up eep poop 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 eat poop poop pee up poop poop.
Well, I know he did Independence Day, but I feel like he did more than one movie on this list.
Possible.
I want to say it was Volcano, which I believe had Tommy Lee Jones in it.
Yes. He won an award for that.
But Tommy Lee Jones. Deep Impact. I feel like Deep Impact. Where's it Armageddon? Oh, boy.
That's also a disaster movie that's on this list. Very flashy, too.
I'm going to say Armageddon as a guess.
Ooh, it is not Armageddon. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll move on to the next review. This is actually a 4-star review. This is from Skittish Prey. This movie is dangerous. I tear up during the president's speech. Bad news.
Dang it. It is Independence Day.
It is Independence Day.
I was trying to be too clever. Does Roland Emmerich do any of the other ones on this list?
Nope.
Dang it.
At least I don't think so. Possibly Deep Impact. All right, next up. Okay. We got 1.5 star. This film got 2 stars, 1 for each of the stupid grandma's burned legs. I remember the acid lake scene being awesome, but it definitely is not. I took away 0.5 star because this film uses the Wilhelm scream in one of the worst possible ways. One of the main characters gets trapped on a bridge, and as he is being flung to his death, he lets out the famous scream. The Wilhelm scream should be reserved for background characters, and it should never be used for a main character's death scene.
This is Dante's Peak.
And you're sure of that?
Well, there's the acid thing.
And you're sure that was Dante's Peak, not Volcano?
Wait, say the beginning of that again. The acid part.
This film got 2 stars, 1 for each of the stupid grandma's burned legs. I remember the
Dante's
acid
Peak.
lakes. Okay, that's 3 points. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah. I love that scene. I'm a monster.
Yeah.
Also, when the co-eds get like dissolved in the hot springs.
Well, isn't that when they find the grandma?
No, that's at the beginning of the movie. I think.
I don't remember.
Or like it boils them or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something grisly.
All right. Next up. I'm still good on time. All right. 1 star. We have Sally Jane Black says, a movie that dares to suggest that the way to end racism is to blanket the human race in volcanic ash. A movie that dares to suggest that the way to end racism is to blanket the human race in volcanic ash.
Well, Firestorm?
It is not Firestorm.
Dang it.
Sorry. 3-star review from Anthony in tiny letters. This made Dante's Peak look like Citizen Kane, but I appreciate once it started going, it never stopped. Also, the volcano was very homophobic.
I'm going to say volcano. It was Volcano.
That is correct. It is Volcano.
Some of the stuff people come up with is just terrific.
Yeah, this one was fun to put together. Yeah. Okay, so you've only missed 3 points so far.
All right.
You're doing well. We have 4 left if we can get to it with the time. Next up, we have 1 star from Real Reason. If Chumbawamba's tub thumping was a film, this would be it. If Chumbawamba's tub thumping was a film, this would be it. I'm gonna assume the characters get knocked down and get back up again.
Avalanche?
It is not Avalanche. Moving on to the second. This is from Matt Lynch, 3.5 stars. Little known fact, this was the motion picture that finally spurred the Hollywood Foreign Press Association to create the Golden Globe Award for Best Use of Stellan Skarsgård as an underwater projectile. It was also, unsurprisingly, the award's first winner.
Oh boy. Deep Blue Sea?
It is Deep Blue Sea. Good job.
All right.
We haven't gotten to a one pointer. Yeah. For this one, it was better than Jaws. Fuck Jaws. Doing really well here. Still, you've only missed 4 points so far out of 21.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Next up, we have 1.5 stars from Ely. There's a scene where a father and a daughter are on a beach together, and out of nowhere, the father just says, "When you were a baby, I once dropped you on your head." And then he pats the daughter on the shoulder and smiles, and then a giant wave comes and kills them. 6 question marks. Mood? 4 question marks.
Excuse me. What is Deep Impact?
You're correct. That is Deep Impact. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. I thought we'd at least have to.
I just felt that one.
Yeah. This one wasn't that fun.
The movie or the review?
Both. Because it took itself seriously. All right. Moving on to the next one. This is from Amaya, 1 star. This movie is a masterpiece because it simultaneously manages to be for people with minuscule attention spans and also 151 minutes long.
Ooh.
This movie is a masterpiece because it simultaneously manages to be for people with minuscule attention spans and also 151 minutes long. That's how many Pokemon there were in the first Pokemon game.
Oh boy, starting to get to the movies I don't really know very well.
Ooh, that's rough.
Let's go with Daylight.
It is not Daylight. I am sorry. Moving forward. 3 stars, Patrick Williams. Honestly, until they go into space, this movie kind of rules.
Armageddon.
Yeah, damn it. I should. Nah.
That was actually my second guess.
Oh, okay.
Originally. Or I thought about guessing it.
And then the third review from 5 stars from William was, I think the only movie in which you can watch Ben Affleck play with animal crackers atop Liv Tyler's breasts while her real life father wails in the background. Aside from this extremely disturbing event, I don't know if I've ever had more fun watching a movie.
Wow.
Yeah. Because he did the Aerosmith song, or the Aerosmith song was in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's just do a quick point recap because let's see. You missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You missed 5, which means you're standing at 22 out of 27 points.
Hey, that's not bad.
You've clearly already won this because my win condition you would have needed 21 out of 30 points. This is our last movie. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. 1 star review from Ellie Bean. Me. Can we watch a film that will make me forget about what's going on? My dad. No.
It's Outbreak.
This is Outbreak.
A little COVID review right there.
Yep, that was from 20th of March 2020.
Which is how I felt when I watched the movie Contagion, which I would suggest.
The 3-star review was no more monkeys jumping on the bed.
Yeah, that's funny.
And the 3-star review was the USA effectively responding to a pandemic reads as science fiction. There's also a 4th one that was
I want to watch this. This looks good.
Marcel from Friends really did some good acting in this one, or something like that.
That looks like a good movie. I might watch it.
I hear it's not bad.
Why does Dustin Hoffman look like he's doing an impression of Patrick Warburton on the cover?
Because he was fat in the 90s.
Do you see the cover of Outbreak on the Wikipedia page?
No, it's been a minute.
He looks like he's doing... One of them is doing an impression of the other in that.
Let me look this up. Outbreak movie.
You'll see that I'm right. It's like a red cover. It's got Rene Russo, Morgan Freeman, and it's got Dustin Hoffman on the top, on the right-hand sidebar of Wikipedia.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you seeing this?
Yes, I am seeing this. I was thinking Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, yeah. No, that would have been a very different movie. Ripped to the max.
Ripped to the max, yeah. Andrew, you won.
Yay.
And you got 25 out of 30. Wow, great job. You're doing really well at the Letterboxd games this year.
It's my New Year's resolution.
Yeah. Any thoughts about 90s disaster films before we end the episode?
Boy, there's some good ones there. We never got to Daylight. That was a fun romp. Also made me afraid of tunnels for a long time.
So this was off of a list of like the top 15 90s movies, and I went from 1 to 10.
My aunt made me watch that movie as like a younger child, probably under 10, which is a little dicey. So like even when I'm driving in the tunnel under Seattle, the 99 tunnel, I like occasionally think about that movie, and I look at my map and I'm like, oh good, I'm under land, and then I just imagine like a skyscraper falling through the earth.
Well, I mean, at least you can have comfort that there's still probably more Seattle underneath you when you're
yeah. I'm not okay with underwater tunnels as a result of that movie.
So we'll never drive through the channel then.
Yeah. No.
I mean, that's fair. There's like a part where like Bart is underwater, I feel like, and maybe that doesn't sound right. Anyway, that's it for this week's edition of Namely 90s. Remember, you can find new episodes out every Monday. Find us on Instagram, Bluesky, and YouTube at Namely90s with 90s, and tell us what you want us to talk about on future episodes. If you'd like to support the show, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Namely90s, also with the 90s. And finally, you can contact us through our website, Namely90s.com. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Giant Meteor, Audible, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeart, Good Pods, and wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm Brandon. That's Andrew, and we'll catch you next time.
Next time.